A memorandum to the 30th century. Archaeological notes. Between 900 and 1,200 pounds of good old boys at the counter in the Miners' Cafe. The John Wayne picture, top good old boy. Picture by the exit door. Thomas and Eva, the owners, still afloat after 17 years. Big guy with a tattoo, Hollywood Clark Gable hairstyle, smoking a cigarette, handsome, big face. God knows what he thinks about. His companion, a dark-haired guy, first guy's about 62, second guy about 56 years old, both of them overweight, talking about stuff. The other pair, the old guy looks like a barrel, and he's got an Oklahoma Sooners cap on. Looks like he must have been about 70. Geez, what a spectacle. That cap, you could see through the top of it. It looked like one he must have bought about 40 years ago when his head was smaller. The other guy had glasses on, plaid shirt, looking in my direction most of the time they were talking. Had a sign up that said $2 minimum per table. Hell, that sign must have been up there 25 years ago. So there you are. There's the old boys. There's the town, Oroville. All kinds of little car parks places. Agriculture, equipment repair. The Miners' Cafe actually was about the only honest-to-God, no franchise place I could find. And everything else was McDonald's, Burger King, and stuff like that. Back on Highway 5 at Williams, beautiful clouds, kind of high, blankety stuff, lovely satiny underside. Everybody eating at the Miners' Cafe, they never noticed that Mom's Cafe or Dad's Cafe are gone. If they did, they just kind of said, well, take care, Bill. Hope you get settled okay. Never once really noticed how it meant there was a shift in everything. Oh, what a beautiful horse. White body, rich brown along its spine, and black mane. Gorgeous horse. Small, though. So they don't notice the change in the town. The downtown's dead. Boarded up places even where there's stores. There's no restaurant downtown. The old downtown, the story of American towns. Malls out there, franchise operations, car parts and hamburgers, that's about it. Nobody notices much of anything. Those four guys, their names are Bill Irvins, Jim Hurtable, Ned Gastonmeyer, and Floyd Wilbur. Floyd's the old guy with the Oklahoma Sooners cap. Bill's the big guy with the big face on the left. Looks like a bulldog, probably thinks like one. So there they are. And nobody thinks about anything. The guy Bill used to work in an armament plant where they're making triggers for small weapons. Bill was pretty creative. He figured out a way to scale down from 3/8 to 1/4 of an inch on the lubricator tube. And then later he got a job repairing agricultural equipment in Oroville, and he figured out a way to scale down from 3/8 to 1/4 of an inch on the lubricator tube. So I mean, it never once occurred to him what he was making. He just knew he had a job, and he knew that was good. It paid the bills. What did he know about anything? Unions? Well, yeah, he belonged to unions. There seemed to be some advantages to them, but also kind of a drag. He hated to pay dues. He was a union official for a while. That was pretty good. Screwed his secretary when he was off at conventions a few times. His wife never knew about it, though she suspected. She could see the look in his eyes when he was around Myrtle. Myrtle's husband didn't know nothing. He had a big pot gut. He was a truck driver. He screwed a lane down in Fresno whenever he was coming through there. He'd usually stop and give her a call from a roadside restaurant up in Manteca or Modesto. Manteca was a hell of a ways, but it gave him the time to find out if she was even in town and whether or not he ought to look up Margaret and Tulare and not even bother with Fresno. And then you know you've got to worry about staying awake. You need a little stimulation to stay awake on these long runs. So there these guys are, 900 to 1,200 pounds of good old boys in the Miners' Cafe in Oroville. Their cholesterol level, get a profile of their veins, make your hair stand on end. First guy just about shut down, squeezes through a little bit of blood, hardly any pulse anymore. What can I say about these guys? His kid's the same way. The kid looks just like him except less weight, same hairstyle, mustache, smokes, same as his dad. Has a beer, holds the beer different. The old boy holds it with a thumb and a forefinger. Kid holds it different, different ways, mostly just in his fist. The waitress, been married twice, has 3 kids, 2 of them illegitimate, drinks a lot, says he's happy, goes to church a couple of times a year when she's feeling pretty shitty. So I want to make an archaeological comment here that that's what this is all about. What was mankind like back in the 20th century, the late 20th century?